You might have heard that Chinese is one of the toughest languages, and in some ways it is. But I'm here to show you that its grammar is actually one of the easiest of any language in the world. First, let's start with a simple sentence to use as our example. How about this one? We went to the park yesterday. Does that work for you guys? First, let's take a look at how to say that in Chinese. 我们昨天去了公园. Now, you'll notice that the writing says 公园. That's technically the standard way to say it. Now, me personally, I learned Chinese in the north, so I learned the northern accent. So if you hear that kind of strange R sound at the end of any words, don't let it confuse you. Just know that that's usually associated with a northern accent. It is especially prevalent in Beijing. So there you have it. 我们昨天去了公园. Here's the breakdown. 我们 means we. 昨天 means yesterday. 去 means go. 了 just simply shows that the action is complete. Just that one simple character. 了. And then 公园 or 公园 means park. The word order is straightforward. Subject, time, verb, place, just like English. The verb 去 never changes. Whether it's I went, we went, or they went, no conjugation needed. This is the main point that makes Chinese grammar so darn easy. So let me repeat this. No verb conjugation in Chinese. The particle le placed right after the verb marks that the action is done. And Chinese skips articles like the or prepositions like to. So you just say 公园 park. So if you look at a very literal translation of that sentence, it would translate into English as we yesterday went park. Now, let's take a look at another simple sentence, okay? And this one will say, I want to go to the park. In Chinese, that is 我想去公园. 我 is I, 想 means want, 去 again means go, and 公园 means park. Both verbs 想 and 去 stay unchanged. No conjugation for I or present tense. I'm telling you, I think you can see from just these two simple sentences how simple Chinese grammar really is. Damn! And then once we start looking at these other languages, you're really going to see what I'm talking about. You'll notice how go stayed the same. It was just simply 去. And then with the past tense of go, went, we just added a le to it. 去了. With le just showing that the action had already been completed. No verb conjugation at all. It really doesn't get much easier than this. Okay, now let's take a look at another notoriously difficult Asian language, Japanese. Hey guys, 你对汉语感兴趣吗? Do you know what I just said there? I just asked you if you were interested in Chinese. Perhaps you were like one of so many who always said that they wanted to learn a foreign language. How many times have you heard or said that, but there was never any real follow-through? Well, there's no better time than today to get started. If you want to learn a foreign language, then I would highly suggest considering learning Chinese. There are Chinese speakers all over the globe, so your chances to put it to use will be readily available. I have partnered with the team at Excel Mandarin, and I encourage you to go check them out. They have a wide variety of courses, small class sizes, 24/7 support, and a comprehensive website full of resources that will help you in your Mandarin journey. Also, their teachers are native Chinese speakers, so you can be sure that you are learning authentic Chinese and will be able to speak with confidence. Contact them now and set up your free trial lesson. Completely free, no strings attached. You can contact them by phone or email, all links below. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the most important part. Be sure to tell them that Mr. Chopsticks sent you. Okay, now back to the video. So in Japanese, if we wanted to say, we went to the park yesterday, it would sound like this. 昨日私たちは公園に行きました. Kino means yesterday. Watashi tachi means we. Wa is a particle. Koen means park. And then ni is another particle. In this case, it would mean like to. And ikimashita is went. In Japanese, verbs must change to show past tense and politeness. The verb iku means to go, and here it's conjugated to ikimashita, where iki is the verb stem and mashita adds polite past tense, used for general or formal situations. In casual speech, you'd probably use itta, but that still needs a different ending. You know, one way you can sort of think about this is in terms of syllables. That's just one way. Another aspect is actual changes to the word, but just in terms of syllable counting. I mean, let's look. In Chinese, it was chula, means went. In Japanese, ikimashita. If you say it super slow, it would be possibly 5 syllables, but in normal speech, it would sound like 4. Ikimashita. And there are much crazier examples than this, but I'm just using this simple one because I don't want to confuse you guys, but I still think this will do the job in terms of getting my point across. In Japanese, you also need particles. Wa shows who's doing the action, and ni shows where they're going. The word order, time, we, park, verb. It puts the verb last, unlike English. Japanese doesn't use the, but the particles and verb changes make it feel like a puzzle with several extra steps. It gets confusing, trust me. I lived in Japan for 4.5 years. I studied Japanese almost every day, and I always struggled with it. Okay, let's take a look at that next sentence, which was, I want to go to the park. In Japanese, you would say, Watashi wa koen ni ikitai desu. Watashi is I. Wa, again, is the particle that marks the topic. Koen means park. Ni translates to something like to. And ikitai means want to go. And des there at the end adds politeness. It means like is. So again, the Japanese verb to go, iku, in this situation becomes ikitai. Now in the last example, it was ikimashita, meaning went. In this one, it becomes ikitai by adding tai to the iki stem, ikitai. And that tai at the end expresses a desire. It's a special conjugation. Now, sometimes in casual speech, you would skip the des there at the end, but ikitai would still need the tai form. That is extremely important, and you cannot omit that. So again, just to recap, in Japanese, iku means to go, ikimashita means went, and ikitai means want to go. Verb conjugation in Japanese feels like a bottomless pit. It never seems to end. Hey, quick interruption. I wanted to tell you all really quick about the perks of becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter. For $1 a month, you get access to my Tales from the Road True Travel Stories series. These are real stories from my life, well written, and with classics such as arm wrestling the Chinese mafia, getting a black eye for Christmas in China, Toothless Gary, my Chinese friend, and Mr. Poopy Pants in Japan. How could one pass up this incredible offer? If you join the $3 tier or higher, you'll not only get access to this series, but you'll also get access to my China Newsflash series, where I talk about news stories and political issues that I'm not allowed to discuss here on my main channel. You'll have access to the entire back catalog. If you're interested in China, this is a series you're not gonna want to miss. Thanks in advance, and now, back to the video. Okay, now on to Español, Spanish. To say, yesterday we went to the park, it would be, ayer nosotros fuimos al parque. Now, I know my pronunciation is not great, but Spanish is my newest language. I've only been studying it a few months now. So let's take a look at the breakdown of that sentence in Spanish. Ayer is yesterday. Nosotros is we. Fuimos is went. And al combines to and the. A plus el becomes al. And parque is park. The really crazy part here is that word fuimos. That originally starts out as ir, I-R, which means to go. So how does ir conjugate to the utterly unrecognizable fuimos? It's because ir is an irregular verb. So for we in the past tense, it becomes fuimos. a special form that you just have to memorize, unlike regular verbs like talk, which follow simpler patterns, but are still, in comparison to Chinese, very complicated. Without trying to explain the process in detail, I'll just show you a chart of how ir, or to go, is conjugated in Spanish. And this is only for the past tense preterite. There are so many other verb forms that we could show. I could show you dozens and dozens and dozens of changes to the verb ir. So if you wanted to say I went, you would say yo fui. And then you can see for you went, it would be tú fuiste. It changes depending on who went. The changes just seem to be never ending with Spanish grammar. Spanish verb conjugation is just nuts, guys. Super confusing, super hard to learn, highly complicated, and so many changes and details to remember. Now, in my sentence here, I included nosotros, which makes it clear who's going, though in conversation, they would generally skip this because fuimos already means we went. It's one of the really cool aspects of Spanish. And then in Spanish, you need the preposition a for destinations. And because parque is masculine, the article el combines with a to form al. So that's a plus el equals al. If it were the beach, la playa, you'd say a la playa because playa is feminine. So in Spanish, you also have to track gender. And now let's take a look at our second sentence in Spanish. I want to go to the park. Okay, so in Spanish, that would be yo quiero ir al parque. Yo is I, quiero is I want. So typically we would omit yo, but I'm adding it to this sentence because grammatically it's still correct, and I just want to make this comparison as clear as possible. Quiero means I want. Ir, again, is to go. Al is to the. A plus el equals al. Remember that? And again, parque is park. Now, in this sentence, you'll see the word quiero, which means I want. Now, that is a conjugation of the verb querer, to want. So, querer conjugates to quiero for I in the present tense, while ir stays infinitive after querer. This is a standard rule. It's a set sentence pattern, a grammatical rule. So, in this sentence, ir, to go, stays in its basic infinitive form, which is fairly straightforward to remember. But you still need to remember the irregular conjugation of the verb querer, where again, querer meaning to want becomes quiero. Depending on who is doing the wanting, querer would have to be conjugated accordingly. So to illustrate that, yo quiero, I want. Tú quieres, you want. Él quiere, he wants. Nosotros queremos, we want. Ellos quieren, they want. The abyss of Spanish verb conjugation and grammar is truly something to behold. So again, why is Chinese grammar the easiest? First, it has no verb conjugation. Second, Chinese word order mirrors English, subject, time, verb, place. Japanese flips it, putting the verb last with particles like wa and ni. And Spanish adds prepositions and articles. Third, Chinese skips articles and prepositions entirely. No to or the needed, unlike Japanese's ni or Spanish's al. Japanese piles on particles, and Spanish demands complex verb forms and gender rules. Sure, Chinese has tones and characters, which take a lot of practice and are quite hard to learn. But just in terms of grammar, Chinese is by far the easiest. There's no comparison. In this video, I truly only scratched the surface, but I think you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching the video. What are your thoughts on the topic? Let me know in the comments section below. We will catch you all in the next video. 下次再见. I want to give an extra special thanks to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for their help in keeping this channel financially sustainable. A huge thank you to all supporters from the $1 tier on up through the higher tiers. I want to give an extra special acknowledgement to my PCO tier members. And lastly, a huge shout out to my top tier supporters. Lee, Martin S., David is Da Wei, and 有爱心的外国人. Oh, and just so you know, you guys rock.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?